What's going on, guys? Welcome to BabyCast episode 80, our weekly podcast where we talk about things, react to things, do a bunch of random shit. My name's Seth.
I'm Chris.
And it's BabyCast because we're a smaller baby crew today. Chevy is in California right now enjoying himself, name dropping our podcast to Philip DeFranco's editor in line for the Haunted Mansion. So hopefully that does something. I don't think he's going to watch this, but if you do, what's up, dude? And yeah, it's baby too because I'm a bearded baby and I need Chris to take care of me. Quick reminder to play. This is your last week to get Friday the 13th, the game, and Laser League, both out for free on PlayStation Plus. Download those. Come back Wednesday. We're going to be talking about that. And hopefully you guys got a chance to play that. I know Chevy hasn't played Friday the 13th yet. I don't want to throw him under the bus. So we got to get him to play that. If any of you guys want to play this with us in like a private match, it's probably the best way for him to want to play that. And then we can play that sometime between now and Wednesday. And fucking, I don't know. This is really rough. I hate that the month is ending on Wednesday. Also, our game of the month, which we'll be talking about this week at some point, is Secret World Legends. Finally got around to fucking playing it, so I'll have an opinion on that. Pretty much just need a refresher because we all actually played it back in the day. They've changed the way it plays now, so pretty much was checking that out. I have over 100 hours in the game. I know you're like at 70, 80. I don't know how far you've gotten into it now.
Close to 80 now.
Yeah, so we've played it quite a bit. We just needed to know what the hell they did different, so we'll dive into that later this week. Also, we are on podcast platforms, iTunes, Spotify, and like 7 other ones. Links down below if you'd like to listen to us. And if you want to watch us, you're listening to us right now, come check us out on YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming. We have a Discord also down below. Talk to us anytime, all the time. I had to segregate Red Dead Redemption 2 into its own channel because the Discord had become a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2 discussion. So we're talking about that, but now in a different... We got our own little fucking closet for that. Yeah. So with every Tastecast, or in this instance, Babycast, we start out with what we've been playing. I will start first because I know a game you are playing will tie into one of the videos we're watching very well. So I'll start out first. And if you played any of these games, feel free to jump in, obviously. This ain't your first rodeo. Let's fucking do this. I played Secret World Legends. We will be talking about that later this week. But so far, what I was talking to you about was I'm confused on what's new and what's not. Obviously, the combat system is new. It's trying to feel more action-y, although it still kind of feels the same to me. It's just less macro pushing and more using the mouse to click. That's how I play MMOs already anyway, so it's nothing new for me, but
yeah,
it's very
the last time I played this game before this month was 2013, so it's kind of hazy for me what was before.
Yeah, we played it like back, when you still had to pay for it and stuff, and fucking I'm just kind of confused on like what's new. But and we'll talk about it more obviously, but I think the graphics look better than I remember them looking. You kind of gave me a face of like, this game looks like shit. So I don't know. The conversation for both of us kind of is in different directions, but I am impressed that this old of a game looks as smooth. I'll say smooth. I'm not going to say it looks good, but it looks as smooth as it does in 2018, although I feel like they did upgrade the graphics, but I don't remember. I'll have to watch a video.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I think my view of it is skewed, but because of modern MMOs, but
yeah. I don't know. I just like a lot of older ones. You can definitely tell they're older. And this one, as stiff as it looks in movements and stuff like that, it's still, I don't know. I was surprised by it, but obviously that's a difference of opinion on that. We'll dive into that much more later this week. So make sure to play. It's free to play. Also, I pretty much played all the monthly games again today because I had to get footage. So I played Friday the 13th again. Forgot how much I fucking played that already because I was level 25 when I logged in. I hit 26 today.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so I've played that a shitload. Although I've played so many games this month that I completely forgot my whole experience with Friday the 13th. Forgot how to play it. Forgot the buttons. Forgot everything. So I had to relearn it. It all came back pretty quickly. But yeah, I almost feel like that was another life I lived earlier this month. It's been that fucking chaotic this whole fucking month because I've been playing like everything that's come out this month except for Mario Party. I want to play that and Mega Man 11. But yeah, we'll definitely be talking about that as well. Really want to show you to play that. And then I got footage for Laser League. I did that. We'll talk about that later. I don't know how much I have more to say on it. Although I did better this time than I did before. I played against the bots. I have not played that game online, just for full transparency. But
Same.
yeah. But I almost feel like playing people would be better because when the AI is higher, it's not a human making judgments, so it just knows what to do. It's almost impossible to beat them on hard unless they fuck
constant
up.
awareness of where everything is.
Yeah, they'll be running through the outside of the map to the other side instantly without thinking about it, and my fucking primitive caveman brain is trying to process all the colors and lines and fucking, oh, is this me or is this me? I completely forgot while I'm getting hit with everything. So that I have a mixed opinion on Laser League. I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4 still a little bit, mostly because there's 4 days as of recording left for the Halloween event. I want to get all the shit. I think I have 4 tiers left, so I'm almost there. I hope I get that knocked out because I'm preoccupied with essentially an interactive experience that's a whole other world. I don't know if I even want to call it a video game, but you guys might have heard of it, Red Dead Redemption 2. I've been playing that all weekend. Saturday, I looked at the clock and it was 10 a.m. And I'd been playing since the day prior. And I haven't done that in a long time. So a lot of times I'll just be like, yeah, I'll stay up a little later. Yeah, a little later. I completely lost track of time playing the game. Doing monotonous things, just fucking hunting and doing a bunch of like, side quests and getting my hair fucking cut and getting my beard trimmed up and buying some clothes. I got my guy looking really nice right now. There's so much fucking clothes in that game. But yeah, for anybody who did not see, I did my earliest impressions video, I think is the last video we did, or I did. And that is pretty much non-spoiler, if you want to watch it. I play a couple missions in the beginning of the game. It's like tutorial stuff, and so far my impressions have not really changed in the game. They've gotten better, but yeah, I still feel the same. I'm still just kind of blown away by the game, what they've achieved with it. Although the longer I've played it, the more I feel like certain people are going to get turned off by this game. It is the most simulation game Rockstar has ever made, to the point where it's beneficial to sleep. You need to sleep. To eat, you need to do that. To take care of your horse. Otherwise, it doesn't perform as well. That includes brushing it, patting it, fucking telling it's a good boy or girl. We don't discriminate in the Wild West. And yeah, there's just so much you have to pay attention to, so much content that you have to work to unlock. It really feels like you're just living in the Wild West. It's crazy. And I love that, but I know a lot of people who are probably looking for more of an action game might be turned off from it. This is not Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 is like a huge scale game where you're like running around doing much stuff, but you're still just shooting stuff, stealing cars, and when you get some money, you buy some shit. And this, like, you gotta work for that money, and you get like literally sometimes. I mean, I sold a horse for $1 the other day. Like, they're like, "Oh, you don't got the papers for that horse, huh? Here's $1." And I was like, Jesus, this is fucking almost as bad as what they tried to offer me at Best Buy for my fucking 2DS. $3 for anyone's curious. They're like, here's $3 for a 2DS. I was like, you know what? I'd rather fucking take this outside and smash it than fucking take $3 from you. But yeah, without talking about this forever, because there's so much to it, Rockstar's really accomplished something crazy here. It's one of the most living, breathing worlds I've experienced in the game. It's crazy to see not only so many NPCs with 1,000 different voice actors fucking talking, with all these different dialogue trees, going about their day, doing random things. But like, there's a fucking building being built in the town nearby that wasn't there when I started. It's in construction as of right now, and I assume it will be built at some point in the game. So that kind of evolution is a thing in the game. Like, it's constantly evolving. It's crazy.
It's like a living, breathing thing.
Yeah. I was just standing there watching them work on it, and I was like, that wasn't here before. So I'm just like, okay. I was also something I was kind of interested in. Some games have dabbled in the idea of hair growth. Get the fuck out of here. There's a fly in my face. And and the way this game does it is so subtle, it's crazy. So I went in and I got a haircut where I had the sides shaved a little lower, had some hair on the top. He's looking really nice. I had a pretty big beard. I got that trimmed up, looking really sharp. And I've been kind of like, I haven't been at my camp in days. I've just been living out in the woods and like camping on my own and sleeping in hotels and shit. And I took off my hat and I noticed my old haircut had grown out and was starting to get really shaggy looking. It was the same haircut, but it's actually growing over time. My beard is not trimmed anymore. It's bigger, but it's also something, as a guy with an actual beard, I hate seeing other dudes with beards who don't take care of them. They just start blowing out the sides and they become rounded.
Great big bushy beard.
Exactly. And that's what my guy's starting to look like now. And my actual like standards in real life are coming out. I'm like, I need to go get a fucking haircut. I need to go get this shit shaved. Which is something I've never had to deal with in a game. I was just looking at my dude, and like he'll get dirty, and like for a while I didn't know how to fucking clean him, so I'd run out in the river and just sit in it. And like eventually, I had blood all over my clothes, and eventually I saw the blood going into the river, and then I saw the blood fading from my clothes, and then the dirt on my face started going away from the water.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy, but you can go to hotels. I'm sure everyone watching this is like, just go to the fucking hotel and get a bath. I know that now. It's 25 cents, very cheap, very fair.
A real man pays in the river, damn it.
Yeah, it's right there. Why would I pay it when I can just go in the fucking river? It's cold, but who gives a shit? The cold and the heat like fucking matter. It's crazy. I went up in the mountains and it's like, you're like really fucking cold right now. You need a coat. I was like, shit, okay. And then I was like riding around. It's like, it's getting really hot. You should probably stop wearing some of the clothes you're wearing. And you can see like the heat over the horizon just making the air blur and stuff. It's fucking, it's a whole thing, dude.
I ain't got enough time in real life to take care of myself and do shit I need to do. I ain't got time to do it in a video game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I love this game, but I'm also like, I want to play video games. I want to go play video games. And I'm sitting here fucking living in this world. Like, I already am working in real life and, making money, paying bills and shit. I'm doing the exact same fucking thing in Red Dead Redemption 2. For a while there, I had one mission that I had to go do. Is the only one I had available. I didn't feel like going way the fuck over there and doing it. So I like just lived in this world doing monotonous things for literally like weeks in game. Just like day and night, fucking sleeping, making sure I'm feeding myself, fucking trying to make some money around, trying to better my reputation. This is the first game I've ever played where I have done bad things, and because of the social reaction that I've gotten in the world, I want to almost be a better person. It's fucking weird. I'll go in, yeah, it's weird. Like, I'll go into town and people are like kind of put off by me. They don't want anything to do with me and shit. And they're like, oh God, you're that guy who got in the fight out here recently. Like, it comes up all the time. And not even just that, but like multiple instances. And every once in a while you'll help somebody and like you get like a much better reaction. And I'm just like, I almost want to be this game makes me want to be a better cowboy than I am. Although some of my bad things I've done were on accident. So, I've killed people on accident because they walked out in front of my horse and shit, and then the cops got pissed. So, yeah.
I believe they're called like the sheriff, cops.
Well, yeah. There's a bunch of
deputies.
There's a bunch of people who just get pissed off and come after me. So it's all kind of a blur at this point.
The posse comes chasing after you.
Yeah, my bounty was so high in an area that, and I'm sure anybody playing the game knows this already, but like mercenaries will come after you because they want the bounty. So you'll be like riding and they'll set up ambushes and shit. And the AI is very smart when you're fighting them. A lot of games, like when I'm shooting at people, I wait for them to pop out of cover and stuff like that. And I'm just like kind of like waiting on it. And I was like shooting at one dude and he just stayed behind cover the whole time. He's just yelling and shit. But then two of his dudes on the left side flanked me, started shooting at me. As soon as I turned to shoot at them, that guy who I was shooting at decided it's time for me to come out. And he starts shooting at me. So they're actually coordinating and they're actually trying not to die. It's not just like a game going like, okay, attack, oh, take cover, attack, oh, take cover. This dude's like, I'm getting shot at. If I pop out, I'm going to get killed. So I'm going to stay behind cover and shoot back every once in a while. But like, I'm really trying not to get killed. But as soon as my attention turned to those guys, this dude was like, now's my chance. I'm going to try and kill him.
Do you think it's got one of those algorithms where it learns your playstyle and adjusts to it accordingly?
Maybe, but I do think since it's more of a simulation, it's like a more of like a case by case basis. I think it's every group of people you're fighting at the time is just adapting and trying to fight back. Like I attacked a fort, which was dumb because I think there was endless enemies in there. But because I killed like fucking 50 people. That's pretty much where my bad cowboy ness fucking came from. Was just that incident because I killed a lot of fucking people, and then finally I just left because I'm like they're never gonna stop coming, and you have to buy ammo and find ammo and make it and shit. So I was wasting resources, but that whole time there's a lot of instances where like they would be shooting at me, I'd shoot back, I'd kill a couple guys, and then I wasn't seeing anyone anymore. I could hear them, but they're hiding behind the wall. And they're like yelling and shit. And they're like, this is it. We're going to fucking kill you. You're going to die today. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, so fucking pop out. Let's finish this shit. And then every once in a while, like some guys over on the left side start like shooting at me. And the guys who I was originally shooting at would like pop up, start shooting at me as soon as I looked at them and stuff. So like they were trying to essentially bait me into stop shooting at them and stuff. And it was really interesting to see the game trying to defeat me essentially. So... There's just so much to the game, and it's probably one of the most gorgeous games I've ever seen. There's some fucking insane like views in the game. The weather system is so intricate and smooth. You'll watch storms rolling in and lightning strike and rain come in and the ground become muddy and it's like super sunny out. The grass is fucking dense. Like it's a fucking world. It's crazy. Like I don't even know where to start when I talk about this game. I just don't want to talk about the story at all because I know a lot of people are playing it right now.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely a contender already for Game of the Year. Easy. I feel like for most people.
I feel like I have to pick this up just to give it a shot. Even though I'm just like,
I feel like
stuff.
Anybody who's passionate about video games should at least try it. Because even if you're not into cowboys, you're not into shooting people, and I gotta say, 80% of my gaming experience of it so far has been non-violent. Like you can like live in this game for a while. Like there's missions, of course, we're gonna have to kill people and shit. But like if you're just like doing your day to day and you don't have any bounties out on you, and someone doesn't try and like mug you, which has only happened to me like once or twice, you can like pretty much go throughout the game just kind of like doing random tasks without really going around like killing people and shit. So it's really interesting. But yeah, just as like a technical marvel, just like Grand Theft Auto 5, it's doing things that it's pushing boundaries of gaming really fucking far. And I knew it would do it, but like I'm constantly every playthrough just running into a situation where I'm really fucking impressed. So yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's so many random things that happen too that are trying to. They're not. At first, I thought like you'll be walking or riding or whatever in an area, and like a gray dot will show up, and it'll start kind of like blipping out on your map, and you can hear it a lot of times. Somebody's doing something. It's kind of an event that's happening, and sometimes you ride right past it. Sometimes you stop, and sometimes these things just happen with no real outcome. And it's almost like the game is allowing you a scenario to see how you're going to react to it. Are you going to do something bad, good, or are you going to pass by, or are you just going to talk to the person? These instances are things that make the game feel like it's living. So I rode by a river at one point, and this dude was talking, and I looked over, and he was panning for gold. Had nothing to do with me. It wasn't like, hey, come over here or anything like that. He was just talking. So I got off my horse and walked over there. And he's just like working and running water through this thing. And I came up and I'm like, hello. And he's like, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And my guy was like, you find anything? And he's like, oh, I think I'm gonna, blah, blah, blah. I got really close to him. He's like, can you back up? And I was like, and you can decide to go, positive or negative, like, or not negative, but you can like antagonize him or you can diffuse it, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, easy. Fucking I'll back up. So I'm just kind of standing there watching him work because the mocap in the game's fucking next level. And I was like, okay, this is boring. So I was like, walked over to the water. I think this is where I started bathing myself in the river because I was like, I look disgusting. And I hear him out in the distance. He's like, woo, woo, fucking just like freaking. He's like, I got some gold. And I like looked over. He's looking at me. He's doing this fucking like jiggle-billy dance out. Yeah, exactly. And like I start walking back because I figure this might have something to do with me. Like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to talk to him. Mm-hmm. And I come back and I highlight him. I'm like, I'm like, hey, dude, fucking, oh, you found some gold? And he's like, yeah, I did. And he like gets on his horse. He's like, I'm fucking rich. And he just like rides away real fast. And my guy's like, all right, that's awesome. I'm glad for you. And he's still talking to me, just riding to the sunset. I was like, so I just witnessed this guy find gold. Like, that's all that happened. And I'm pretty sure I could have robbed him if I wanted to. But I didn't. I was just like, oh shit. Like, this dude just found gold. He's fucking stoked. So it's like,
That reminds me of just old westerns when you have like the crazy old coot who's just like panning for gold, and all of a sudden he finds, he goes, yahoo! He just rides off in the sunset, shouting to himself.
And that's exactly what it was. It was kind of cool because I was there before he found the gold. But he was like, he was real fucking confident he's gonna find it. He's like, oh, I'm gonna find gold today, and then he found it, and then he rode off. And like at first I was like, was that just there for me to see, like just to kind of make the world feel alive? And then I was like, I probably could have shot him and killed him and took the gold. That's what that was. Maybe there's other ways I could have interacted with him as well, but I kind of did it, you know, how I wanted to do it. And so when he like rode off, I was just, and maybe I'll see him again, I don't know. But like, it was just funny that, you know, if I was greedy or if I was playing in a way of like I was just killing people for whatever, because this is out in the middle of nowhere, I could have easily killed him and no one would have known about it.
Right.
You know, if I was playing any different way, I could have just killed him and took that gold if he actually had it. So it's kind of a cool thing. Just like another time I was riding, and this is actually on my Twitter if you guys want to check it out. But I was riding by, and this guy is like nighttime, middle of the night, and this guy's like standing on the side of the road. He's like, Mister, help me, blah 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 blah. And I was like, so I stopped. And it's funny because I'm paranoid anyway in real life, but like I get off my horse, I pull my gun out, and I walk up to him because I'm like, this is weird. And he's like, come here for a second, real quick. I was like, okay. I walk up, I'm like, what's up? He's like, I'll just take real quick, or just a real quick second. And he fucking pulls a gun out. And he's like, give me your money. I was like, what the fuck? So I clock him in the head with my pistol. First off, I turned him around so his back was to me. I don't know why. I fucking hit him in the head, and it makes it just a real satisfying fucking thud. And then I shoot him through his back, through his spine, and just killed him instantly.
Oh.
I was like, that did not go the way he wanted. But it's just cool to see that the game was like trying to like ambush me. It was like trying to fake me out. So now I know that that's a possibility, which made me really paranoid too, because see, I can sit here and talk about this forever. I'll try and keep it short, even though I'm sure some people who are playing this game want to hear this. But that made me paranoid. Another time I was riding by, and this guy was like screaming, running through the woods, and they fell on the ground. He's like, Mister, help me, blah, blah, blah. And his tone sounded slightly different. So I got off my horse again, but I had my gun out. So I was like, you gonna try and rob me too? I'll fucking kill you. But he's sitting on the ground, so I'm like, that's not a good place to be, you know, if you're gonna try and rob somebody. I go up to him, he's like, I've been bitten. He's like, help me, I'm gonna die. And like I went up to him, and it's like, do you wanna leave him alone? Do you want to suck the venom out, or do you want to give him like an elixir, like a fucking like a cure for it? And I was like, well, I have like a shitload of those, so I just gave him one of those, and I handed it over to him. He drinks it, and I kind of regret. I kind of wish I would have tried fucking sucking the venom out and see how that is. But I gave him it, and he drank it. He's like, really? He's like, he drinks it, and he's like, oh, he's like, thank you, blah 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 blah. And all it did was, you know, put me in a better standing on my you know, reputation. But the guy got up, and he's like, I'm never coming out here again. And fucking my guy's just like, yeah, it's probably good fucking plan. So stuff like that is just makes the world interesting. There's always something happening. You'll be riding by, and you can just hear gunshots, you know, reverberating, just echoing through the fields and stuff like that. And a lot of times I just keep riding, so I'm like, that has nothing to do with me. But then you hear like a woman screaming, and you're like, well, yeah, I'm gonna go check it out. And there'll be like a wagon. Sometimes I'm too late. Sometimes they've already killed all the people in the wagon, but I kill them anyway because I'm just like looking for someone to shoot because I'm a fucking American.
Oh god.
Not accurate, but in the game it is. It's in our culture, dude. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
Getting too political. But yeah, last thing I want to say about the game is I'm really enjoying, obviously, the whole game. It's great. But I really like Arthur Morgan as a character. I think he's a really interesting character to John Marston from Red Dead Redemption. They're different. I was kind of worried about them being kind of similar. John Marston was kind of like just a member of a gang who was trying to make his life better, and fucking that whole game is him redeeming himself for his past and taking things.
Red Dead Redemption.
Exactly. Yeah, he's fixing his past. He's making up for it. And obviously, anyone who played that game, you know, knows the ending. It's great. It's awesome. And it's cool to see him in this game. But Arthur Morgan is interesting in the sense that where John Marston is kind of like a in my opinion like a simple dude, especially in his game. His face is all scarred up and shit, and he's just kind of living a simple life and shit. Arthur Morgan seems like more of a he's Dutch's like right hand man. He makes sure whatever needs to get done gets done, and everyone kind of recognizes that in him. He's definitely still like a cowboy like everybody else, but he just seems more on the ball with how he takes care of things and understands things. And it's a cool difference to see two people who are in the same gang be completely different in their personalities. So I'm really liking his character arc. I really want to know what happens though, because anybody who's played Red Dead Redemption knows that most of Dutch's gang does not exist anymore. So, and Dutch's gang's pretty fucking big in this game. So, and they're being hunted. So we'll see what happens.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, that was the perfect ending to that. That because I could talk about that game forever. So I've been living in it for a long time. So I feel like I'm just telling stories of my life right now.
I do have one question.
Sure.
Have you come across any kind of like Native Americans yet? And are they present in the game? Do you think?
Briefly, there is a guy. He's part of Dutch's gang who is mixed. Native American and something else I don't remember, but there's also a scene in the beginning of the game, without saying what's going on or anything like that, where you see like three people up on a hillside watching you, and they kind of guess like, are they here to attack or whatever, and like if they're here to attack, we wouldn't have saw them already. So they're definitely there, but I'm not far enough in the game where I'm seeing anything like that yet.
I'm just curious for like cultural relevance of like how well they portrayed them, depending on what area you're in. If they're trying to like, take like certain tribes and be more accurate with that. I don't know. I was just curious because I know if you don't do that right, that you can get a lot of backlash.
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard anything negative yet about the game. I was actually kind of, in 2018, and as much as I think people are overly upset and sensitive about certain things, these conversations aren't bad to have for sure. And so, how things are represented in games is being watched closer than ever. And I feel like Rockstar will know that because they've made some pretty controversial games when times were less controversial. Right. So they have experience in that already. So, and so far, any racial stuff in the game has been handled really well. Surprisingly.
Well, I mean, and it's also like the time period that people are gonna be aware of. Like, if you might hear or see some things that could be indicative of racism.
They've been really careful about that, though. At one point, a character who is definitely being portrayed as kind of a piece of shit refers to two colored people as darkies, but that's just of the time, and I think that's probably the lesser horrible route they could have done with the talking. I mean, like, I heard that, I'm like, first off, I was even surprised they did that nowadays, because people would maybe get upset about that, but people fucking talk like that. And he's not a character you're supposed to like. But yeah, there's other things he could have said that would have been worse. So, I think as long as they keep it fucking relevant to the time period and, aren't glorifying it, I think it's fine. But I've actually not heard a whole lot of controversy over the game. I've been trying to avoid everything about the game, though. I've seen like the snow dick like everybody else saw, and seen a couple of videos. I know some people in the community. I know the ending was ruined for Wade, so he's been very good about not sharing that with us. He's got to keep that sin to himself. But yeah, it's kind of a minefield when it comes to that game, so I've been avoiding it in general. But I haven't heard anything about controversy yet. So, I mean, also, like, you hit women in the game, but you also hit men. So, I think, that's fine because that's just the time period. But I'm surprised I haven't heard about that yet either. But I figure if you're catching any bounties, there's a thing where when you catch a bounty and throw them on the back of the horse, a lot of times they'll talk shit to you and you can hit them to shut them up because they're criminals anyway. And I've done that to men and women. So, which, it's fine for me. They're all piece of shit. The chick had, killed some dude. She kills a lot of people. She is a person who seduces people and murders them. It's just
Black Widow.
Yeah, exactly. So, and she's talking shit, so I knocked her out. And then I'm done with dudes. So The game is authentically offensive at times, and I think that's good because I'm a huge history dork. So like when it comes to stuff like that, like I don't live in times like that, and I'm glad I don't. But it's cool to kind of have that window to
Right.
see what that could have been like, especially in a time where we have people who can make video games that can realize this like this. I mean, you can watch a fucking movie, but you're not interacting with it. So it's kind of like the Assassin's Creed games. I love seeing those worlds visited, interactively. I'm
Right.
I'm babbling at this point. So far, everything has seemed respectful and responsible in its representation.
I was just curious.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Got anything to say on Red Dead before we hop over to what you've been playing?
No, other than every time my brother and I talk about it, we talk about how ridiculous that there's horse physics, if you know what I mean.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's all the bits move.
Yeah.
Also, I
Yeah.
think I feed my horse too much because he shits all the time.
Probably.
Every time I pet him, he just goes. Ugh. I'm just like, okay.
Or you just make him really relaxed.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he feels comfortable around me. That comfortable. You gotta be very comfortable with someone if you're fucking doing that. Which is good. I think I got him at level 4, so we're buddies at this point. He can strafe and all sorts of shit, which is really
Oh.
weird. You'll be running like fucking. I got my horse going like 120 miles per hour, just fucking hauling ass, and then I'll hold square, and you can just fucking run sideways at that speed, and it's scary because like I've almost hit people on the side of the road walking, and they're all screaming at me and shit. I'm like, my horse is fucking abnormal. I'm sorry. I don't think horses do this in real life. Jeremy, let me know in the comments if horses do that in real life at that speed. I'm sure horses walk sideways all the time. I've seen it.
I mean, the Lipizzaners, right? That's what they're called. Those are the really fancy horses that can do all kinds of crazy tricks.
What's it called?
A Lipizaner, I believe that's what they're
I
called.
don't fucking know. I just know
Uh,
the Clydesdales. That's it. Because they're goddamn
Clydesdales are
mammoths.
workhorses.
Yeah.
But I think Lipizzaners are like this specialty, like, they can like hop around on their hind legs and things like that. Do all these weird stunts that are really difficult for horses to do.
Open doors like velociraptors.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's all I needed here. Yeah, it's interesting too. Going back into it real fast.
Yep.
All the horses, the different races, they actually, I figured they'd be like slightly different, but they're like accurate. Like I don't know if it was a Clydesdale, but it was like a big, massive fucking black horse that I had to hop on for a mission, keeping it vague. And they even talk about like, oh, I hope you can get on that thing. And he had to like climb onto it differently than like the little fucking horse the guy with me was riding. And it was just cool to see that big of a difference in like the size and the animations of getting on those horses. I mean, there's definitely like there's all these different horses. You'll see wild horses they can break or whatever, and they all got different stats and they all look different. Every once in a while, I'll be riding on my very ugly horse, but I love him. I'll see like a real nice, like pure white horse, a pure black horse out in the field running. And I'm like, I should capture that. But I was like, but I love my horse. And you can have multiple horses, but I just like, I got a connection with this one. I still have not lost a horse. I've sold a couple, but I have not. My horse has been alive since I got him, and I hope to keep it that way. I want to finish the game with that horse being intact. I get very stressed out anytime some cowboys come riding out and they're like, fucking kill him, and they start firing at me. I kill them as quick as I can because I don't want my horse to fucking take any damage. I got shot once and I freaked out. It's like I bought like a brand new fucking Ferrari. Some asshole like walked up with his Cheeto ass hands and he touched it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Same thing with this horse. Like, I don't even want anyone fucking looking at him. I don't want him breathing at him. I had a guy walk up to me drunk and I had to fucking shove him out of the way. I'm like, get the fuck away from my horse, dude. You're too drunk for this. And he's just like, I'm just trying to go back to the bar. You want to show me how to get there? I'm like, no, get out of here. You fucking ruined it. You got near my horse. I don't like that shit. I got a knife in my back pocket. I will fucking fillet you if you get near my horse. I'm very protective. I have the same mentality as I had with like Ellie from The Last of Us. Anytime I was playing that game and anyone got near her, I was like, I'll fucking murder all of you. Same thing with this horse. I'm like, and this horse will perma-die. So I'm just like, don't fucking look at him.
Oh.
So, yeah. Did you find out about the Lipizzaners?
Oh no, I didn't look it up.
Okay, man, fuck it, whatever. Let us know in the comments, though. I know a lot of you guys are playing this game. Let me know what's going on with you in the game. Are you liking it? Are you hating it? Did you play and you're like, dude, what the fuck? I thought this was supposed to be good. I hate it. Are you playing and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing? Or you're kind of in between. I've talked to some people who are actually kind of like, I like it, but I didn't expect this. Which is fair. The game is very a lot more of a sim than I thought it'd be. I love it, of course. Please, no spoilers. Don't talk about the story, please. And yeah, Chris, what have you been playing?
Well, what have I been playing? Oh, I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls 3 again
Damn.
lately. Yeah, yep. I'm trying a new build. I did a filthy Dex build the first time I played the game.
Oh, filthy Dex build.
Every time I watch anybody play it, like live stream it, everybody's like, not filthy Dex, pure strength, only strength.
Oh yeah, I'm out of that loop.
But this time I themed my character. I made Joan of Arc.
Oh,
So
nice.
I made her more based in like faith. She's got some strength because Joan of Arc had heavy armor and she carried a sword and shield around. I'm not sure if she had a spear. It's kind of iffy on that for me, but I'm basically really keeping it heavy, like in that like clerical knight feel, and it's difficult because I can only use like the Astoria straight sword.
Damn. That's the thing. I think it was Dark Souls 2 is the only one I've really, all of them I always make a character that I'm going to be comfortable with and I play through it and I love it, blah, blah, blah. But I think Dark Souls 2 is the only one I ever made like multiple characters, and some of them I tried to do a specific build with, like a pure magic build or whatever, which is fucking way too easy to just shoot shit with. But yeah, that's something I kind of regret that I haven't done in any of the Soulsborne games is do something like that. Like try a specific rule set and build like that. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've even got it. Like I already know how I'm gonna at the ending of the game. I'm gonna link the fire because she's faithful person, so that's very strongly driven in that culture is to link the fire. It's just I've got everything planned out already. So basically, I already played the game. I'm just proud to play it again.
When you beat it before, so
I did.
Yeah, so you can kind of plan that out better anyway. That's kind of cool though.
I got the hollowed ending the first time.
Yeah, I never beat it. I really should. Yeah,
I recommend it.
Me too, because I love all the other ones. I actually played it quite a bit, but same story as always. Fucking, something came out and I just moved on to that. Yep. Just like Destiny 2, I was thinking about the other day. I'm like, I would have kept playing that. Probably should, but here I am playing 3 other games. Just playing Secret World, and I was like, I would maybe play this again, but I'm not gonna. I don't have time.
Yeah, I ain't got time for it.
Yeah, exactly. Little sneak peek of game of the month for you guys. Anyway,
I've also been playing Secret of Mana again. I picked up my old save file.
The remastered one, and it's not broken anymore.
No, I haven't had any problems.
It's good.
There was a patch again for it when I loaded it up again, but it's been a while since I played it last. I'm just going through. I'm at the end of the game already, so I'm just kind of doing all the end game stuff of grinding everything out for everybody.
How long is it this time around?
It's a lot shorter than I remember.
Yeah, I would say it doesn't seem like it took you too long to do that.
In fact, it's I went through and beat like 9 bosses without stopping.
Damn, it's crazy.
So I'm way over leveled or it's a lot easier than I remember. But it's fine. It's fun. It's nostalgia and it's got fun graphics. So
can't you do something in that game where you can either? I don't think you can switch the graphics, but is it like the soundtrack or something?
Yeah, you can play the original soundtrack.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
It can be, although it just loops every like 30 seconds.
Oh shit!
It's just like after
all right, I got enough nostalgia. 30 seconds is good enough for me.
But there's this fun little feature in it that if you sleep at an inn, at a regular inn that has like beds and a table, all the characters will have dialogue with each other, talking about like the recent events from the last time you stayed at the inn, of what they've been doing and how they feel about it.
And
so
that
it's really
wasn't in
neat
the
to
original?
just kind of sit there and rest over and over and over again. Not that I recall.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
It was just them, and they didn't really have much dialogue amongst each other other than when they first met or when like special events are happening.
It's kind of a cool, safe way to add something to the story or the game without changing the game. Because that's just something you're doing passively anyway, staying at the end. So it gives them leeway to add that. So that's kind of cool.
It's fun. And then the last game I've been playing mostly today, since I just got it today, for the last like 6 hours was Soul Calibur. 4 of those hours I was like making a character.
Just one. That's crazy.
Just one.
And
because I switched back and forth between making it male and female because of the different options.
So what are you? What's you already told me, but let everybody know what's your plan with characters you're making.
I made Ramza, which is the main character from Final Fantasy Tactics. I
Mm.
made the younger version of Ramza, so he uses a rapier and he's got kind of like this tunic smock with really high boots and a cape. And I plan on making the rest of the Final Fantasy Tactics characters where weapons are applicable.
Mm.
So like mages are kind of off the table because there's no like rods in the game. Sofiti has a rod, but she uses a rod and shield, and it doesn't really feel quite right to me as far as the moveset
Well, like a
goes.
one-handed rod? Are you talking about?
Yeah,
Okay.
not like a staff, not like Killick uses.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a
Um,
couple of those.
that's more of like a what are they called? Orators? No,
Mm.
oracles. I think that's what they're called. They use yin yang magic. I have a list I've already got down
Damn,
of
you
everything
fucking
I'm gonna
set.
do. Yeah. So I've got a lot of work ahead of me, and the character creation system is really interesting. Um, I wouldn't say there's a lot more armor pieces than the last couple games,
Mm.
but because they included stickers and patterns and color augmentations to everything, the customization, if you're careful with it, can be really, really deep.
Mm.
As well as like you get the option to add like 3 random objects. So like for Ramza, he's got like this little like hair curl piece that is present in all of his tunes. So I used a crescent object, just shaped like a moon. And I shrunk it down and I reshaped it and I added a pattern to it to make it look like hair. So it's got that little hair curl on it.
Okay, that's smart. That's cool.
And I also used flat cylinders because his boots in the original outfit have leg plate armor right below the knees. So I just put flat cylinders where the armor would be.
That's pretty cool. I remember, I think the last Soul Calibur, it was, because I still have, I think it's one of my earliest, actually, I think I deleted it. It's one of my earliest Instagram posts. I think it was from Soul Calibur 5 or 4, but in the editor, I had made a purple and pink leopard print skin tight outfit man with a mask over his face, and I put stickers of eyes where his eyes would be, and they were just big and open and wide and didn't blink, so they're stickers. And then I had 2 tiger, like cartoony tigers on his nipples, and then I had a rod coming out where rods would be coming out, but at the end had a ball, and I put like this little cute like cat face on it.
I'm pretty sure you could do that again.
Yeah.
90% of the stuff you just described is still in there.
Yeah, I assume, and I don't know if I want to go down that road again. That was the old me. It's the past me. I'm past that. I make more dignified, not cat rotted characters. I'm gonna tell myself until I
Tell
get in
yourself
there,
that.
and then we'll see what the old noggin fucking creates.
I did see, because you can go through and see what other people create now. You can upload like things you've done to online. And
That's cool.
one of the first characters I saw in the list that I got was a nurse from Silent Hill. It was really well done.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one it seems more communal in the sense that like people are actually showing each other what they're making and that they can actually show it off. Whereas in like I remember in 5, the only time you found out what other people had made is when you played online versus people who live in like Brazil and like the connection was really bad. So like as soon as the loading screen would start, it would just show my fucking crazy leopard print guy and then like a fucking pink unicorn man. I'm like, fuck, okay, I guess I'm fighting that guy. And then I'd fight him, and it'd be just lag city. There's teleporting all over the place. I'd get my ass kicked, or I'd just like one thing I used to do in 5 is just run at them and hit the throw button over and over and over again. And if you time it correctly, I would just beat them like that, which is probably very frustrating for them. But if it was laggy, that's all I had. So, but that's the only way you could really share your characters. Is just like surprise, motherfucker, I'm a unicorn, and then you had to fight them. So that's kind of cool. You can show off or upload your characters.
Download them too if you like a character well enough. You can download
really?
it, and it has there's its own sheet of like there's the customized sheet for characters that you make, and then there's like what I think is called the unique sheet, which is what characters you can download from online.
That's also kind of cool.
And you can also make outfits for pre-existing characters now.
I think
well,
you could
so
do
you
that
can-
before, but that's good. Yeah, that's good to hear.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
any of
you
that
can just
stuff
alter
that already
them.
existed, I would like to see continue. Otherwise, I feel like you're taking a step backwards. So I also, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I also like that the character faces after 4, which I think is the first one they started doing the custom, or maybe it's 3. I don't remember. It's either 3 or 4, but after that, they got kind of lazy with the character customization, and they just kind of added all the same shit they already had to the next one. But in around 5, all the faces you could pick from were pretty much all the faces they had already used in the game. So like all my characters just look like Keelik or like Maxi, but with a different hairstyle or whatever. But even they themselves had very similar faces because they got so lazy with their facial detail. And in this game, I even see like their eyebrows move and shit when they talk, which shows that they put more work into it, which is nice because that was like my big fucking complaint about the character creator. In the last game, I was like, all the characters pretty much look the same with different outfits on.
Right. Well, good news is that they added races to this character creation. So I think there's like 10 in total.
Yeah, there's like
so many.
angels, demons, the fucking
the
zombie people, lizard men,
like golems and people who can like shapeshifters is what they call them. I haven't messed around too much with the other races.
Do they actually shift shapes?
Oh, I doubt it, but
yeah,
they're called shapeshifters. They have like no facial features. They're just like black goo.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, there's also a mummy.
Yeah, I saw that.
A mummy race.
Yeah, I was like, why? Why the fuck did you add mummies? It's a random
mummies,
one.
Skeletons, ogres.
Well, like all that is like fantasy-esque, so it kind of makes sense because Soul Calibur's always had like a fantasy setting to it, but even though it's also historical too, like it's actually like it's weird. But when I looked on there, most of them made sense, and then some of them I was like, why'd they add that? Like a golem? That's weird. And then or golem, and then fucking I saw the mummy. I was like, that's a stretch. They might as well just have like fucking like ET, like fat-headed gray aliens too in this. Like there is
an elf race too.
Yeah, I was just like, this is literally just for like people to have fun with the creator. Like it's just, and I'm not opposed to it. I was like, this is a weird direction they took this. Just going like, yeah, fuck you, like elves. Here it is.
Yep. It's fun, and there's more. I'm not super deep in the lore of Soul Calibur, but from my understanding, there's a more set time period to this game now. Like instead of saying like the late 1500s, it's actually like this isn't a spoiler thing, with like the beginning of one of the modes is in 1582, I believe. So like there's an exact date now.
Yeah, and I like how when you do the storyline, it unlocks or kind of goes down the timeline of that and unlocks other people's stories in that timeline as well. So it has a much more realized story it's telling, more cohesive. It's easier to understand than like, you know, you play the other ones, you look up the wiki and it's like 1508 or whatever. And like, okay. And then like you go to the other one and says something and kind of start forgetting that shit. Now it's just kind of there in front of you, which is kind of nice. Yeah. Out of all the games I've bought in Broketober, fucking that one is probably one of the most excited ones. I mean, I bought fucking AC Odyssey, which I actually like a lot, but I wasn't pumped on it. I wasn't hyped for it at all. I just bought it because I was like, I need to see why everybody's talking about it. But Soul Calibur I've been fucking stoked about for a while, and it's the one I've played the least. Just because I think mostly my thought process on it is it's a fighting game. So if I ever pop back in, I don't have to be as invested as like, you know, Red Dead I have to play, because the longer it's out, the more shit's going to come out for it, and the more I could have something spoiled for me. So I feel more inclined to have to play that now versus like if someone's like, when you beat Soul Calibur, fucking this happens. I'd be like, okay, I mean, that's fine. Like,
right.
I'm not playing it for that.
There is the Libra of Souls mode.
Yeah.
I've been playing, which is every time I look at it, because you can control your character, you move around the map, and as you move, you can get like random encounters. But it just makes me think of Final Fantasy Tactics so much, and I just have Tactics on the brain lately. So
yeah, and it seems like it
really scratching my itch for that, which is really nice.
That's actually really funny because you were talking about Final Fantasy Tactics like a week ago before you even bought Soul Calibur. So I mean, like you've obviously been thinking about it. So
Yep. And so that's probably why I'm making all Tactics characters, is just to fill that empty void in my life.
I'm not playing Tactics, so I'm bringing Tactics to this game.
That's right.
At least you're playing a game that allows you to do that. So, and that's kind of cool. I'll be curious to see which ones you make. Obviously, me and Psycho were fucking being a little ridiculous and naming off literally everything that's ever existed in the history of everything ever. But it'll be cool to see that project realized. So,
I'll maybe make a channel in the Discord just for character stuff. and just
Yeah,
throw
do
a bunch
that.
of shit in there.
Yeah, because once I start playing, I'll probably start making characters too. So I just fucking I gotta play it. Oh, my life's so hard. It's so hard. I just play a lot of video games. It's awful. Yeah. But you're happy with the purchase. You're enjoying the game.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm so glad they fucking nailed this Soul Calibur. I was so worried because I am a huge fan of Soul Calibur. I've talked about that a million times. I think everyone on the channel is fans of Soul Calibur. But 5 was a huge disappointment to me. Huge. I had to lie to myself for a while and tell myself it's good, it's fine, it's just different. And then I'm like, no, this isn't fine. Fucking stop making excuses for them. This is bad. This is shit. This is why they're gone for a while. And now they came back, and I was like, fuck, don't make that game again. Don't make that shit. I can't do that twice. Can't be disappointed that bad. And so far, I've heard nothing but good things about it. What I played, I've liked so far. Keelik's back, and he's fucking Keelik again, which is nice. Not fucking Weapon Master or the hell he was in that one. And it seems like they knocked it out of the park. They have Geralt in it, which is awesome because that's a well-respected character, very awesome character. It's cool to see that cross-pollination. And I feel like he's probably the best fit that a bonus character's been in Soul Calibur. He fits into Soul Calibur. He's a fantasy fucking swordsman. So I mean, like, and magic user. So he fits right in, and his weapon style is something that Soul Calibur hasn't done. A guy who uses 2 separate swords and not like dual wielding them, but like switches the weapons and stuff. So it's very cool that they went that route. And we'll be watching it, but 2B was announced for Soul Calibur. Which is also very cool and got me really excited because I was like, man, it's like you're trying to make up for 5 by putting like some of the coolest fucking characters of recent time in Soul Calibur, my favorite fighting game series.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it's fucking. I was just like, how the hell are you gonna have Geralt and 2B in the same game? And it just happens to be my favorite fucking fighting game. That's amazing. So they're just. If they throw out like a 3rd character and it's someone also fucking awesome, it's crazy. It's awesome.
I mean, if you look at the menu for like purchasing the subscription pack, basically, there's like
Season Pass.
4 or 5. Thank you.
Yeah.
Season Pass. There's like 4 or 5 shadows total.
Really?
Of, like, characters are supposed to be releasing. Who knows though? That's just going to be artwork, but
they should put guts in the game. I would love that.
But you don't need, you already have 2 great sword wielders.
Not with the fucking crossbow and cannon hand.
Oh my goodness.
And not as fucking gnarly. The guts would kill the show, both those guys. Put him in his fucking dog armor. Berserk armor, I'm sorry. All you guys are gonna be like, what the fuck? Dog boy armor. That's what I call it. Yeah. Anything else you want to say on that?
I want to spend the rest of my life making characters right now.
It's good to have goals. It's good to have life goals. Let us know in the comments. What do you think about Soul Calibur 6? Have you been playing it? What are you playing this last week? What do you plan on playing? Are you playing Red Dead Redemption 2? Are you gonna pick it up later? Are you not part of that hype train? You're like, fucking, I'm not even fucking touching that bullshit. Hate cowboys, hate trains, hate horses. And what should we be playing? Let us know in the comments. So we just talked about Soul Calibur. We just talked about 2B was announced and is coming out for Soul Calibur 6, which is already fucking awesome. But they released a 2-minute video showing off 2B official character reveal trailer. So we're gonna watch that. I saw a thing on Twitter about it, but I have not watched this. So have you seen this, Chris?
I have not. I mean, I saw the image of it. But I have not watched it.
Yeah, I pretty much did the same thing, which is probably good because I wasn't even planning ahead. Like, oh, we'll watch that. I was just like, I think I was like half asleep when I saw it. I think I woke up, looked at the Discord, somebody had posted in there. I was like, oh shit, and then I went back to sleep. So, yeah. So you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, and go. Whip that boy.
They're tying it into Ivy.
Yeah, let's say there's a lot of Ivy going on here.
My own life is dead to me.
A long time in the future.
Fucking
Hostile life form detected.
Eliminating threat.
Your corpse is proof enough of my victory.
I'll handle it.
Ah, so cool.
Looks so good.
Yeah. Oh, it's so dope. Fucking look putting 2D in this. Damn. It's all the fucking moves from the game.
Of course. It's what we were made for. Pause!
Initiating attack roadmap.
I feel like she could potentially be OP though, because she just like teleports weapons in front of her essentially.
I mean, she could be, but like that's the same thing with Geralt, and he is technical to use, and he's not. He doesn't feel OP, I should say.
Holy
Glory to mankind.
shit! I want this, and she's got fucking different outfits and
all the
stuff.
outfits and stuff. Wait, all those weapons. Oh, that's dope. Oh,
Yeah, it looks like they're adding stuff to. You'll be able to put in the character creator too, like the little fucking the mascot circle head thing. That is fucking dope.
stage.
I need that.
Oh, that's amazing.
All right, impressions. I guess we're kind of already doing that.
I've never played the Nier Automata games.
So good, you should play it.
That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of video on it. But this looks so good. She doesn't even look like she's that out of place in the game.
No,
As far as
surprisingly.
like color tones and like movements and things like that, she seems very natural for this, which is great. And just it's so hypey. Even though I've never played the other games, she just looks amazing.
Yeah, there's really cool. They did such a good job on the bonus characters. It's almost unreal because even like when they added Star Wars, it was cool, but they didn't fit. And the whole idea of using like the Force and lightsabers and shit in Soul Calibur, it was like cool as like a gimmick. But Yoda was OP because he didn't work. He was too
couldn't hit
short.
him.
Exactly. Yeah, I would just wreck people with him just to troll him and fucking, or I'd fight him and I hate doing it. Fucking the Apprentice, he was OP. He did way too much damage. He was way too fast. Darth Vader sadly was like the most balanced bonus character Soul Calibur's ever had. So that was I guess a good thing. And then prior to that, Spawn was OP. He was fucked up. He'd fly around and just do a bunch of crazy shit. I never
Link
played.
was pretty good.
Huh?
Link felt pretty balanced.
I never played that one. Yeah, I never played. I did Heihachi. He was fine too. He seemed, but I mean, he's from another fighting game, so they didn't have to get too creative with how he fights. I'm glad Link was good because Spawn was fucking ridiculous. Like he would just like float in the air and throw his axe into you over and over again and shit. I'm like, this is stupid. Like I don't even fucking anyone who picked him or when he fought him as like the computer is just like not respectable in any.
Link had access to like his base variety of like bombs and arrows and boomerangs, but like they took a second to activate, so it was like risky using them.
Yeah, Spawn was just another case, and this is something that Soul Calibur's always kind of had an issue with sometimes, is making characters who are fast but also do a lot of damage. Because they've always had like that tiered system of you have a big, slower dude that does a lot of damage versus a faster person who does less damage, and then people in the mid area. And sometimes they'd introduce characters, and I'd argue in some of the Soul Calibur's Nightmare was way too powerful and way too fast. But this new one, they seem like they've fixed a lot of that. Me
He's
and Josh.
slower, but he hits like a Mack truck.
Who does?
It's Nightmare.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he does. Hopefully they broke up his combos though a bit, because I've already noticed with Keelik they have, which is disappointing for me because I just want to wreck people, but at the same time it's fair. Just like Josh was telling me, they've broken up Astroth's combos, which for as a person who's pretty decent Soul Calibur, and Josh is like one of the only people I ever have like a big issue with fighting. He had this combo he would do that if he could get it, he pretty much would kill me. I had to essentially every fight just try to avoid that shit. And he would essentially knock you around, throw you in the air, grab you by your ankle, slam you into the ground, and then hit you while you're on the ground. It would just kill you. And it's fucked up. And apparently they don't do that anymore, or he can't do that anymore, which I'm glad to hear. I'm sure Josh is devastated. But yeah, so yeah, Geralt, haven't played him yet, but he looks really cool. I have not heard anything bad about him, and I hope to be. She looks fucking awesome. She's gonna be awesome to play, but hopefully she's well balanced. That's really important to me because no matter how cool the character is, I want them to fit in the game. I want them to be a respectable character you can play and not go, okay, well, you're gonna pick that person. That person fucking is ridiculous. Yoda. Anyone played Yoda? It's like Odd Job. Like fucking, you play him, but if you win, you don't be too stoked about that. No one respects that.
You couldn't hit him with horizontal strikes at all.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Unless he was jumping, but good luck hitting that fucking little dot.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2B looks fucking awesome. Just visually looks awesome. I love that they're adding content with her. It's not just her, but like stuff from the game that you can use. Very fucking cool. She looks great. Hopefully she plays great. The moves look awesome. So really, really fucking excited. And I can't wait to see what else they're gonna add because the 2 bonus characters so far are fucking home runs, man. Yeah. I'm glad you got the game because fucking now you can experience this shit.
I had to get something new. I'm sitting here just festering away. I'm like, oh, I want to play something different.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Let us know in the comments. What do you think about Soul Calibur 6? Are you playing it? Do you plan on playing it? Do you not plan on playing it? Are you excited about 2B? Did you play Nier Automata? It is fucking fantastic. You should play it if you have not played it. Yeah, what do you think about her joining the roster? What do you think about Geralt? Have you played him? Do you think he's a good fit? Do you think he should stick to the books? Because Sapkowski thinks that. He fucking hates video games. Fuck that guy. Some of you know who I'm talking about. And yeah, let's know what you think about when it comes to Soul Calibur 6. Next video we're watching, just for bants, just for laughs, for me maybe. Maybe I'll change my mind completely. We'll see. A game that was announced a while back. I've been very confused about it my whole life. The Quiet Man is coming out. I think it's a Square Enix game. And yeah, they showed a trailer at E3 that essentially showed Leonardo DiCaprio circa 1999, 1998, maybe 2000, beating up a bunch of Latinos in an alleyway and then putting a brown sack on their head after they were dead. It was very bizarre. That's what the trailer showed. It was very bizarre.
I remember, but the way you describe it now, it just makes it even more bizarre.
That's what I saw. I watched it. I was like, what am I watching? What is this shit? He doesn't talk, apparently. I think he ate a can of bad peaches, and it made him mute. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the movie Fallen Angels. It's my favorite Chinese movie ever. Anyway, I'm going all over the fucking place. We're going to watch a 10-minute video. They're going to talk about who is the Quiet Man, and I am dying to know that because I fucking have been questioning that ever since I saw that trailer. It's been on my mind constantly. It's the only thing I'm hyped about in not a good way. I just want to see what the fuck happens in this game. So, we're going to watch this. Hopefully they explain it. Hopefully they can make the game look a little better for me so I don't continue talking shit about it.
The whole trailer's just going to be mute because it's the Quiet Man.
It's just silent and just shows him walking around. Who's the Quiet Man? Well, we're still not finding out a whole lot.
The whole game is mute, too. He's just nothing.
Yeah. It's just him walking around with this stupid little brown bag. His little fucking lunch his mom packed him. She's like, you know, you're 27. You really should be getting your own place to live, but I love you. So have a good night going out and beating up random people in alleyways. I packed you a lunch. Yeah, exactly. You got anything to say on that, Chris, before we watch this?
Nope.
Got any anticipation for this game? Anything you're feeling about? After I described it very weird.
Nope. I got nothing.
This guy's Leon Kennedy, man. I hate the way he looks. No one looks like this guy nowadays. He's got like a weird long. He looks like Hanson, dude. He's got like a fucking bowl cut and shit.
Oh god.
His mom's putting bowls on his head and after he eats the soup.
Bowl cut.
Huh?
They never had a bowl cut.
Who?
Hanson.
Yeah, like a long one, like that even cut long hair thing. Yeah, I'm not describing things well. I'm just really kind of frustrated now that I'm thinking about this. All right, you ready? All right, let's find out who the fuck the Quiet Man is. 3, 2, 1, and go.
That does look like a young Leo.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Or maybe a Rivers Phoenix.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good one. He looks just like him.
When I was 15, I believe, I got sick. what I got was PlayStation there. That was like the word I can be, you know, that actually saved my life. I was in a room with like 5 other kids there. Actually, one of them, you know, couldn't, you know, speak. But, you know, you didn't need any words there, you know, we played together and get excited, and sometimes you don't need words, you know, to communicate, to be friends. That Quiet Man is, you know, communication beyond words, and I knew it for a long time ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Quiet Man is an incredibly ambitious cinematic experience that is attempting to weave a movie and a game into one experience that seems seamless to the player.
It's about
what are you annoying?
Guy that's gone through.
They're
some
weaving
trauma.
live action
He's,
into
had
a
hard
video
life,
game.
So he's trying to deal with it. He's trying to piece things together,
It's like we're at that
and he
level of
happens to
tech
be
yet.
an amazing fighter.
Tonally, you have all the trappings of a good, you know, noir crime thriller. Very cinematic experience with dialogue that you can't hear,
I'll have to
done
look for
through
it.
the perspective of our
Dr. Mask.
protagonist Dane, who is deaf. It's a game done with a big company like, you know, Square Enix.
Shit.
And yet it's an independent vibe. I mean, it's really an indie
He's
game.
a serial
It's
killer.
only like 3 hours, you know, and it is designed to be, you know, completed in one sitting. It's like watching a movie.
Yo! Wrong address, darling! No one ordered no chow! Muévate!
When Kensei originally pitched a soundless video game, which was the very first sort of iteration, this was just such a thrilling concept. To go, how can we really pull this off? Can you really do that? And it's obviously evolved to include more sound design, but the basic heart of it is still there.
そうですね。まあ僕やっぱりそのゲームの音を作ってる立場なので、その音がないゲームって果たしてどう
Japanese isn't that good.
するのかなっていうのと、あとそれをそのサウンド
This is where there's no
どうしてそ
subtitles.
の話をするのか
I
なっ
think
ていう
that's
の
part
が
of the
一番
ploy
正
of like the whole
直
game
な
revolves
気持
around
ちです
sound and not having sound.
Dane's
So
inability to
he
hear,
doesn't
first
understand
of all,
maybe what
forces
people are
the
saying, so
player
you're not gonna
into
know
a
what he's
completely
saying.
different state
That's
of mind.
a-
We're so used to, if anything,
Convoluted,
sensory
I know.
That's a
overload.
theory.
Surround sound, and I'm listening for our people sneaking up behind me, all the things that I'm used to doing in a game. That's gone. There's still sound design to the game, though, which is used in a very, very clever way. When somebody's speaking to Dane,
See, look at that.
there's
Look at
these
that.
melodies,
There's no way that
these,
looks like
ethereal sounds that come through to let you know he's
the
understanding
live action
what's happening.
stuff.
Yeah.
This simple idea, putting myself in the place of a character who
Imogen Heap.
I have very little understanding
What's
of
she
the
have to do
world
with this?
without hearing, because my world is
She
all about
plays
him.
music
That
in
really
it?
drew me into the project.
So she's
And
a
in my
writer and
normal
producer.
kind of production space, I'm used to like layering on tons of sounds and kind of, in many ways it's a way to kind of cover up that you're not quite happy with something, so more layers, more layers, more layers. So actually having
Damn,
this,
what is she
again, a kind
using?
of
What is
limitation
that?
in the scope of sound, I really enjoyed working in that space.
I think the game approaches the players with a unique challenge, and it kind of forces you abruptly to know what it feels like to be a person who cannot hear.
There are things that he knows that as a player
That's the
you
only thing about
don't
this game that's
know.
interesting
There's
to
a
me,
level
is
of
that whole concept,
excitement
but it's not enough.
trying to go into this universe
No,
and
and
not understand what people are
It's
saying.
going to be really
but try
jarring
put,
jumping
you know,
back and
puzzle
forth,
it
I
together
think,
yourself.
between
I
live
think it's
action
also important
and
to keep in mind that
not
the
Red Dead
deaf
Redemption
community and the
graphics
hard of
gameplay.
hearing people, you can't just clump one person and just stereotype everybody as like that. It's really important to keep in mind that Dane is a character who cannot hear, but uses lip reading, some ASL, and some gang signs to communicate with those who are closest to him. Just because he's a person who's lost his hearing doesn't make him a saint. You know, he has issues and conflict that he has to deal with himself, and looking for hope, as we all are.
Huh.
The most challenging aspect for me in this project was the fusion of reality and CG.
Why do we feel like we need to stick to the CGI thing? You know, that was my question. If the goal is the high quality photorealistic, you know, CGI, why don't we just shoot it then? You know, what's the difference?
で、特にやっぱり感情の機微だったりだとか、そういったものがまだ CG では表現しきれないところがある。
We ended up shooting our live action footages in Sofia, Bulgaria. There's this great studio there. It made it look like it's real New York.
I think one of the biggest challenges with the effects on this game was the level of fidelity that it had to match up with live action, the lighting, the amount of detail.
It's shot so fucking amateur looking though. Like I'm not even trying to be like
so we had digital
just shitting on it to shit on it, but like it looks like a YouTuber fucking made this.
It reminds me of those old PC games back like way in like the 90s when they would like try to do this.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm not opposed to live action, but it's shot so like clean and like
to life in the game world.
Doesn't look realistic or gritty or anything. It just looks like an actor walking on a stage.
It's too sterile looking.
Yeah, exactly.
Anger
100%.
issues
That's
that
the best way to
really
put it.
come out certainly during combat.
We wanted to have the character have a great combo system, but make it accessible. We wanted it to have a lot of moves, but not necessarily require a lot of memorization.
I did a lot of research because I really love action films like Ong Bak and The Raid. Watch those like fighting scenes. That way I can get the best composition for each punch, kick.
So not only did we have a combo system, but we had a system for finishing the enemies. We had a system for using the environment on our enemies. We had a system for grabbing our
This
enemies,
looks like a
throwing
PS2
our
game.
enemies, and putting them against the wall and kind of
Every
doing
time
what
I
we call a
see the
beatdown.
gameplay, it reminds me of the Bouncer.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It feels like this should be like the sequel to the
way that
Bouncer.
you can see all of it in one sitting. You couldn't see it in 2, 3, or 4.
左手が脱力してここでパンチ入れます。
So you got someone that knows martial arts. Why don't you just
Working with
mocap
Koike-san
him?
was an amazing
Yeah, I don't
experience.
know.
He's
This whole thing seems
obviously
really,
a very well-rounded martial artist,
misplaced.
and it shows greatly in all the choreography that
I think the
we
concept
work
is
together
interesting,
to,
but it's not being
you know, to
executed
put
properly.
Yeah, I keep saying 100%, but like you're nailing it. Like exactly what I'm trying to. I'm typically pretty good with words, but this game I'm so fucking confused when looking at it.
Yeah.
But but everything about it sounds interesting. I'm just what I'm seeing looks unrealized. It looks amateur. It's weird. I apologize to anybody watching this that we're talking over the video. Probably shouldn't be doing that, but I got a lot on my mind watching this. I also hate that they did not subtitle the Japanese.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre.
と言われて、そしてゲームの部分のモーションキャプチャーも担当させていただきました。
We are not interested in vanilla. Some people are great at vanilla ice cream, and we don't want to make vanilla ice cream. It's not what we're interested in. This is a very unique flavor, and the people who want that flavor and who want to be challenged in an immersive experience, I think are going to find this
Yeah,
game.
you guys are making
and
like
really
You'll
enjoy
Play
it.
fucking
For me,
like
the Quiet
little
Man
cupped
aims
yogurt.
to say more than what might be on the surface.
Vanilla
Quiet
without
Man.
sugar. Flavorless.
I would say it's a crazy game.
The
crazy
ice cream
concept.
analogy is not a
It's
very
crazy,
safe one because you have to
ambitious
start with vanilla to
project
make other
to, you know, even
flavors.
to start
Yeah.
with, you know. I believe in the video game
Yeah, you should really be
change
good
and
at vanilla before you try to make
one
the other
video game,
flavors.
you know,
They
can
probably should have
change
made vanilla and
people's
then
minds.
worked from
That
there.
means like, you know, video game can, you know, change the world. And that's how I really
Just melt
think video
chocolate
game
and
can
freeze it.
be.
That's ice cream, right?
No.
Sure.
Much more than just fun.
So that was more of a roast than a reaction. I apologize for anybody watching this who was like, "Oh fuck, they're going to talk about a game." I'm really excited. And if you are excited for this game, you know that's cool. I'm not trying to judge, but so far everything I've seen of this game has me confused and underwhelmed. So I'm really confused on why it exists. And you know what? This game might come out and I might fucking love it because I'd be down to try it. I'll try fucking anything. I played Drawn to Death or whatever the fuck that game was. I've played Life is Strange. Okay, I've played some fucking. I've played bomb barrel gutter ass games, so I will try this. I don't know if I'll buy it though. I don't know how I'm gonna play it, but I'm open to trying it. And you know if I play and I like it, I'll take everything back. But kind of like what you were saying, Chris. Kind of like what I was saying a little bit. The concept is cool. When they're talking about the concept, I'm like, that's a neat idea because, oh god, Hellblade. dealt with schizophrenia in a game, and they did it in a really interesting narrative way, but also in a gameplay way, in a really respectful way, which I think is very hard to do. And they fucking nailed it. So these guys talking about having like a deaf character, something you're not really ever thinking about. You're never like, I want to play a game where I'm a deaf person. Them going that route's awesome, and thinking in that way is awesome. And thinking of gameplay mechanics and storytelling in that way is awesome. But when I watch, the game offers two things. It offers a cinematic experience, which in my opinion is minimal. It might be great. Maybe they can tell a good story, but what I'm seeing looks less than like a TV show. It looks really like some kids got out of film school and made some videos, some short films for YouTube, which is fine. I'm on YouTube. I'm making short films sometimes, so I get it. But I'm not making this game, right? So when I see that, it's a big red flag for me. So I'm like, I don't think that's going to be very good. It might be. I don't know. Then I see the gameplay. The graphics aren't that great, but that doesn't matter. I play fucking Earth Defense Force. So who am I the fuck to talk about graphics, right? That game looks like trash, but it's amazing. Go play it. But then like the fighting, every time we see it's like flash bursts of like him just punching people. So I'm not seeing gameplay mechanics. There's nothing for me to get excited about. I just see him punching people, and I get it. He's a deaf guy who's badass. He's John Wick that can't hear, and that's fine. But I'm not seeing gameplay I think is interesting. I'm not seeing a movie that looks interesting. And I'm not seeing graphics that interest me. They didn't even talk about him being deaf and any kind of mechanics that are interesting sounding. They're just talking about a core concept that I'm not seeing done well, in my opinion. So, and then the visual style of the game is bizarre. They're going for this urban look, but you got like this weird, like early 2000s Dawson's Creek fucking character in a leather jacket and a hoodie, who's just like the most boring. I mean, the only other like boring character they could have made is just like Joe Everydo with some 5 o'clock shadow and a fucking short haircut, looking like a lesser fucking Nathan Drake. So I don't know. And then he's just beating up like cliche like Latin gang members, like fucking I don't know where they're from, but like and I don't care about that, but like it's just everything about it just seems so fucking like. They're talking about we're not making vanilla. I'm like, it looks like you're making shitty vanilla. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not seeing any, like, I don't know. I haven't played the game. I should probably see if there's like a gameplay video of like just them playing it. Maybe I can get a better idea. But from what I've seen so far, I'm not impressed, and I'm confused on why this exists, which sounds really fucked up. But that's where I'm coming from.
Like we said before, now that the concept is really interesting and intriguing. I always enjoy games where you play as the non-stereotypical person of like, heterosexual white male who's super strength. Any kind of, realism in how people are is interesting to me in games, and I always seek that out. But the hard part for me in just watching this, which is why I kept like joking about it, is the weird juxtaposition of the quality of the real life acting that we're seeing and the quality of the gameplay that we're seeing, and they just don't mesh well together.
They did say, hold the thought for a second because I want to hear where you're going with that, but they did say something that I thought was really interesting. It's too bad that they're the ones doing it, because they're like, why work if you're gonna make CGI? There's so many routes you can go, but they're talking about in their CGI they'd be making ultra realistic looking CGI, which a lot of people do, and some people do it really well. Look at Blizzard, look at fucking most Square Enix games, especially like the Final Fantasy stuff like that, always have amazing CGI if you're going that route. But they're saying if we're already going for something that's supposed to look like modern and ultra realistic, why not just have real people act it out? And I get that 100%. I think about that philosophy. I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you're trying to go for realism, trying to make these people look as real as possible, why not just use real people? But if you're going to go that route, I almost feel like the CGI would have been better, because then you look at it and you get more of a maybe an anime vibe or like a movie vibe to it or something like that, and it might be passable in like looking past the cheese, because it's essentially CGI. But when it's real people, my standard goes up a little bit, because then you have real people, you hired real actors, and when those actors look like they're just like fucking underwear models, like B movie prop dudes who typically are just in the background, they're playing like a guy who has like 2 lines and they're gonna get their ass kicked. It kind of takes everything away from it. So I get where they're coming from. And I think it's a really cool thought process of going, yeah, why don't we just use real people? But if you're going to do that, you got to do it good. So
you do. And for me, it feels like if you're going to do that, either do all the CGI or just make a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really hard to get that good blend between the two of them, and it just isn't clicking for me in these previews.
Mm-hmm.
And the oversaturation of color tones is really bothering me. Like, I'm a person who likes to saturate my pictures. I like them nice, rich colors, but this is just, it's a little weird to me. It feels very unreal and unnatural. It's just hard for me to really like dive too deep into this. And the gameplay mechanics that we've seen, like you said, are just him punching guys, which gives me the feeling that it's a movie that you're watching, and you get like little 10-minute segments where you just fight.
Yeah, because that's all we see. It's like you're going to be watching their movie they want to make, but they're like, oh, but we're a video game company, so we're going to watch the movie. He's going to walk in here. Those guys are going to be like, hey, what up, Vato? What up, Essay? With their basic bullshit, and fucking then you're going to get in there and you're going to beat the fuck out of them, and then the movie's going to continue. Yeah, and it's like that is something that would have passed like 10 years ago as a game. But now, like I said, we got fucking this month we got Assassin's Creed, a huge world with leveling up and stats and fucking items, loot, random loot, all that shit. Big massive world. Red Dead Redemption is another fucking world you're living in. Soul Calibur with endless character customization and ways to fucking fight people and online play and storylines like that. You can't release a game that's a movie with some interaction nowadays. I mean, an indie game could do that, or like a game on Steam that got kickstarted or something like that could do that maybe if the idea was good enough. But this is Square Enix doing this. I mean, it's a smaller company that's doing it under them, but it's still like I expect more, because like you're not getting a fucking Final Fantasy coming out like this. Like it's just, and of course that's their that's their game, that's their AAA game, but it's just weird to see people who have the resources doing something like this. And kind of like what you were saying, it almost does seem like they're just trying to make a movie, and they should just make a movie.
Yeah.
But
I get it. Like you're trying to captivate audiences in a deeper way of letting them control the character, which does help you kind of put yourself in their position better than a movie can in some ways, because you're controlling those actions, so you feel like that's you at points. But from what we've seen, it doesn't look like you make any like storyline based choices. You're just kind of there to control the fight sequences, which is not something that ties you in.
That's the thing too, is I'm like, where's the hook, man? Are you just punching people? Because you can do that in a fucking million games. Like, if there's choices to be made, which I have to assume there is, but they're not talking about that for some reason, then I get it. Because I read a thing a while back, because I'm still confused about this game, and they said that you can beat this game in an hour or two, which I'm like, that's not very long. And then in this video, they're like, we want it to be like a movie. I'm like, okay, I get that. And then in the thing I read, they said it's replayable though. And I'm like, okay, how is it replayable though? Like, what are you doing in it? Because if you make choices, I get it. You're going to make the different choices. But if you're still just punching people and making choices, I still don't know if that's enough. I don't feel like it's enough for most people, but for me specifically, it's not. I know it's not. That won't be able to hold my attention. I probably would not play it again a second time. And if it is in fact what you're kind of theorizing, like you're watching a movie and then punching people, and that's only an hour and a half to 2 hours long, I don't know. I don't think this game is going to do well. I don't think it can. I don't think it offers enough. And if anybody's watching this who is excited about this, or watched that video and could hear through us talking about it, I apologize for that. And you see a glimmer of light there. There's something that's exciting for you, or you know something about this game that we don't. Please let me know, because when I say I'm confused, that's where this negativity is coming from. I'm really confused about this game. So if we're missing something on this, let me fucking know, because I want to know why this game is being produced, because I just see them spending money on a game that I don't think is going to fucking make the money back. I feel like they're making their company's failure, and they're spending money on it, and it's weird. Yeah. Anything else on that?
If it's that short of a gameplay, how much really can there be between live action video sequences and gameplay time?
Well, it's a red flag too that we're only seeing mostly. I know they want to show it off, but we're mostly seeing the movie stuff. So if that's what we're mostly seeing, and then we're seeing what almost looks like CG, like really bad CG punch out scenes, but I think it's gameplay because they said they're not doing CG. And we're only seeing that briefly. It's flashing. It doesn't even show like a full on clip of him fighting or how it's going to work or whatever. It seems like it's pretty much that's what the game's going to be. It seems very minimal to me. And it seems like it should have came out a long time ago.
Press A every now and then to fight.
Yeah. Yeah. I almost feel like you nailed it though with the idea of you're gonna be watching a movie and then it's gonna be like, okay, here's a fight, and then you fight the person. And then maybe at the end you can spare him or not. You can either let him go or fucking give him the paper bag. The paper bag that the fucking you never wake up from.
I want to see more. I want there to be more. I want to be wrong about this. Like
me too. I don't want this game to be bad.
Yeah, it's got a unique concept to it, and I want it to do really well. But from what I'm seeing, for me, it's not going to be a game I buy.
Yeah, yeah.
If this is all it is.
And I've seen 3 trailers now of this game, and all they've done is cemented my idea of it already. I first saw that little teaser, and I was like laughing. I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I don't get it. And then now that I keep watching and reading on it, I'm like, I still don't get it. What are you guys doing? And they even got, oh god, I can't pronounce it. Is it Imogen or Imogen? Heap. She's
Imogen?
done, yeah, Imogen, yeah. She's done a bunch of stuff, obviously, but I mean, it's interesting they even got her to work on the score. So I mean, like, they have good intentions. They're trying to make an awesome game, and maybe they did. I don't want to fucking prejudge it already. Maybe I'll play it and I'll love it. Maybe it'll come out and get great reviews. I'm gonna guess it's gonna get a 6 from most reviewers, just by looking at it. We'll see. I might be right, might be wrong, but you know, I'd love to be wrong about that. But it seems like they're coming from a good place, trying to make this game. But I just don't feel like either they don't have the talent or the direction working on this. Good intentions, but I don't think they're nailing it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Let us know in the comments. What do you think about the Quiet Man? Why is he so quiet? Who is the Quiet Man? We watched the video. I still don't know. All I know is he's got a leather jacket. So do I. And yeah, let me know what you're thinking about that game. Do you agree with us? Do you not agree with us? That's fine as well. Let us know in the comments why you're excited for this game. What is there to offer in this game? If you're also, you know, I don't get this game either. Fucking let me know why you don't get it. You probably don't know, but try make words like I've been trying for the last like 20 minutes. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this episode of Tastecast, episode Babycast 80. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check us out on Twitch at Tasty Senpai, all one word. That's me. And Tasty_fruit. That's Chris. Hit the notification button. Know when we go live. I fucking completely just forgot what I was even talking about when I went down that road. Check us out on Discord. Link down below. Talk to us anytime, all the time. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. If you would prefer to listen to this, I check the analytics every once in a while, and we do get people listening to us, so that's awesome. Mostly on iTunes. Go figure. And if you're listening to us and you want to watch us, you can come to YouTube at Tasty Loot Gaming, and you can watch us. We film every single episode. Yeah, also quick reminder too, we at this point are at 973, which is insane. I keep kind of looking over that because I'm waiting for that 1,000, but 973 people have hit the subscribe button. That is amazing. Thank you guys, and all you guys who are trying to help, and girls trying to help us out hitting that goal. Very much appreciated. We love all of you, and we will hit 1,000 here in the next month or two. And when that happens, we will be doing a 24-hour stream. So help us get to that goal. Hopefully, should we talk about you potentially maybe being here?
Maybe I might be.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe Chris will be here in person when that happens, and we will do the 20. It'd be so convenient if you were to, because I don't have to do a bunch of weird streaming shit. You can just be here. That'd be awesome. But we'll be doing a 24-hour stream. Let us know, you know, in the Discord or in the comments on any of the videos. I check every single comment. What games you'd like to see us play during that time. But yeah, we'll let you know when that's happening once we hit 1,000. It'll be like the week of or the weekend of when we hit 1,000 or the week after. But we'll let you know. We'll get it all scheduled out. Everybody will be fucking in the know. But as always, my name's Seth.
And I'm Chris.
And until the next episode, Take it easy, guys.